The night was still, but my world trembled. I stood frozen, clutching her phone, as her words glowed in the dark confessions of love for him. My best friend? Spilling across a Reddit post like blood on a page. L, my wife, my everything, and Zach, my brother, in all but blood, had carved a secret life behind my back. This isn't just heartbreak, it's a slow, suffocating descent into a mind twisted by betrayal, where trust turns to dust, and the shadows whisper truths. I can't unhear, hey everyone, buckle up, because I'm about to spill the tea on how my entire life imploded in one gut-punching moment. And trust me, it's a roller coaster you won't see coming. My name's Ethan, 32. Just your average guy who thought he had it all figured out, decent job, cozy house, and a wife I'd have taken a bullet for. That wife, meet Sarah, 29, the woman I swore I'd grow old with. All sharp wit and soft smiles. The kind of person who lights up a room without even trying. We'd been married 4 years, together since I was 27, and she was this dazzling 24-year-old who made me believe in soulmates. But here's the kicker. Sometimes the people you die for are the ones burying the knife in your back. And I learned that the hard way. It was a random Thursday night. Nothing special. Just me padding down the hallway of our little suburban home. A half-full glass of water in my hand. Headed to refill it because I couldn't sleep. The house was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of stillness that presses against your eardrums and makes you feel like something's off. I wasn't supposed to hear it. Wasn't supposed to be there. But as I passed our bedroom, I caught it. Sarah's voice. Low. Intimate. A tone I hadn't heard directed at me in months. My feet froze. Water sloshing against the glass as I gripped it tighter. My knuckles whitening like I was clinging to the edge of a cliff. I don't even want to hug him anymore, she said, followed by this laugh, this cruel, airy chuckle that sliced through me like a razor. She was on the phone, sprawled across our bed, her back to the door, legs swinging lazily like she was gossiping about some coworker she barely tolerated. But no, this was about me. Me. The guy who'd spent years building a life with her. The guy who still left sticky notes on the fridge, saying love you, even when she stopped saying it back. My chest tightened, a hot knot of rage and dread twisting inside me as her voice dropped to a whisper. Every word a fresh stab. I know. It's just, I don't feel anything when he touches me. It's like I'm tolerating it, you know? It's not exciting. I stood there, a statue in the shadows, my breath shallow, ragged, fighting the urge to scream or smash the glass against the wall. Silence stretched, then that laugh again. Softer, knowing, like she was sharing a dirty little secret. Of course I want to. I just have to be careful. He's not stupid. Not stupid. Oh, Sarah, you had no idea. The casual venom in her tone. That smug indifference. It wasn't just rejection, it was annihilation. She wasn't just done with me. She'd already checked out. Already moved on. Like I was some pathetic footnote in her brand new adventure. My hand trembled, the glass creaking under the pressure. And for a split second, I pictured storming in, demanding who the hell was on the other end. What she meant by, be careful. But then something colder took over. A icy clarity snapping into place, like a trap locking shut. Confronting her wouldn't fix this, wouldn't unsay those words, wouldn't erase the disgust dripping from her voice. No, I needed something sharper, something she wouldn't see coming. She didn't want to hug me anymore. Fine, she'd never have to. Didn't feel anything when I touched her. Perfect, because I was about to make sure she'd never feel me again. Not my hands, not my warmth, not a single damn shred of the love I'd poured into her. She thought I was some predictable sap, that I'd either explode in a jealous rage or grovel at her feet, begging for scraps of her affection. She had no clue what I was capable of, no idea of the storm brewing behind my silence. So I turned, slow as death, walked back down the hall, set that glass on the counter with a soft clink, and let her words sink into me like venom, seeping through my veins. From that moment, Sarah ceased to exist. She wanted distance. I'd give her a chasm so deep it'd swallow her whole. She'd regret underestimating me. Regret thinking she could toss me aside like trash. She just didn't know it yet. I didn't yell, didn't cry, didn't storm back in with accusations blazing. Instead, I became a ghost, a shadow in my own home, and the beauty of it. She didn't even notice at first. The next few days, I played it cool, colder than I'd ever been. She was too busy in her little bubble texting away, smirking at her phone, humming as she primped for work, like she was starring in some rom-com I wasn't invited to. She probably thought I was just tired, maybe moody. One of those guy phases where we withdraw for no reason. Perfect. I let her think that. Let her float in her delusion while I sharpened my edges in silence. At dinner, I sat across from her, fork scraping the plate. No small talk, no how was your day. She barely looked up, too lost in whatever fantasy she was chasing. At night, when she used to snuggle into me, I rolled over, leaving a frigid gulf between us. The sheets, a no man's land she didn't dare cross. She didn't say a word, not yet. It took a week, 7 whole days before the first crack showed. "Hey," she said one morning, leaning against the counter as I rinsed my coffee mug. Her voice casual but edged with something new. "Are you okay?" I turned my head just enough, locked eyes with her, and smiled a real smile, but not the warm one she knew. Oh, no. This one was sharp, hollow, a blade wrapped in politeness. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? She blinked, thrown off. I don't know. You've been quiet. I shrugged. Just been thinking about things. That was it. No elaboration. No lifeline for her to grab. She waited, lips parted like she expected me to spill my guts, but I didn't. I grabbed my keys, walked out, left her standing there, marinating in the uncertainty I'd felt hearing her trash me in that hallway. That's when it started, the little cuts, the slow bleed. She loved our movie nights, used to curl up under a blanket with me, picking some sappy flick while I pretended to care. So when she came home that Friday and found me mid-movie, alone, her face flickered with shock. "You started without me?" she asked, voice small. I nodded. "Didn't think you'd be interested. Didn't pause it, didn't scoot over. Just kept watching." She hesitated, then sat on the far end of the couch, the tension thick enough to choke on. Good. The next day, I rolled in late, way later than usual. She was waiting, arms crossed. "Where were you?" I set my keys down, shrugged. "Out. With who?" she pressed, frown deepening. "Just a couple people," I said, meeting her gaze, my face a blank slate. "Yeah, people." Then I walked past her, left her stewing in her own imagination, wondering who people were, what I was up to. For the first time, I saw it: worry, doubt, a flicker of fear in her eyes. She wasn't used to this, wasn't used to me slipping through her fingers. And I was just getting started. All right, Reddit fam. Let's pick up where we left off, me turning into a ghost in my own house. Sarah starting to feel the chill, and the whole damn world I built with her, cracking like dry earth under a summer sun. I'm Ethan, 32, still reeling from overhearing my wife. Sarah, 29, trashed me on the phone like I was some old shirt. She couldn't wait to toss. "I don't even want to hug him anymore," she'd said, laughing like it was nothing, like I was nothing. That lit a fire in me, not the loud, roaring kind, but a slow, smoldering one, the kind that burns quiet and deep until it takes everything down with it. She wanted distance. Oh, I'd give her a canyon so wide she'd scream into it and hear no echo. Those first few days after the hallway, I was a shadow, moving through our home like I didn't belong there anymore. I stopped asking about her day, stopped reaching for her hand, stopped giving a damn. She didn't catch on right away, too busy texting her mystery someone, smirking at her phone like a kid with a secret. I'd sit across from her at dinner, chewing my food like it was a chore, saying nothing, letting the silence stretch out like a tightrope. She didn't know how to walk. She'd glance up sometimes, but her eyes slid right off me, back to her plate, like I was furniture. At night, I'd turn my back, leave her with a cold wall of sheets, and she'd just lie there, quiet, probably thinking I'd snap out of it. She had no clue I was already gone. It took a week for her to feel the first sting. That morning, at the sink, when she asked if I was okay, and I hit her with that hollow smile. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? That was the spark. She started noticing the little things after that, the way I wasn't playing her game anymore. Movie night was the next cut. She came home, expecting our usual routine, and there I was, sprawled on the couch, some action flick blaring. No blanket saved for her. You started without me, she said, voice wobbling like she'd stepped on a crack in the ground. Didn't think you'd care. I shot back, eyes on the screen. Not her. She sat down. Far away, the air between us thick with something unspoken, something heavy. I didn't budge, didn't soften, just let her sit in it. The next day, I pushed it further, got home late, real late, the kind of late that makes you wonder. She was waiting, leaning against the kitchen counter, arms crossed tight, like she was holding herself together. Where were you? She asked, sharp but shaky. Out, I said, dropping my keys with a clink, casual as hell. With who? She pressed, her frown digging deeper. Just some people, I answered, looking her dead in the eyes, giving her nothing to grab onto. Then I walked past her, left her standing there, her mind spinning like a top. I could feel it, worry creeping in, doubt gnawing at her edges. She wasn't used to me being a mystery, wasn't used to me not caring. Good, let her wonder, 2 weeks in. And I wasn't just quiet, I was a void. Physically there, sure, but emotionally, mentally, I'd checked out. I moved around her like she was a stranger, spoke in short, polite clips, never started a damn thing. Do you want to go out for dinner tonight? She asked one evening, trying to sound light, like we were still us. Nah, I said, flipping a page in my book. She hesitated. We could try that new place you mentioned last month. A test. Clear as day, she wanted to see if I'd bite, if I still cared enough to chase her. I looked up, met her eyes, not really feeling it, then went back to reading. Her face twitched. Just a flicker, but I saw it disappointment, maybe fear. She was starting to feel the weight of me slipping away. The next morning, she tried again, brushing my arm as I buttoned my shirt. I flinched, not big, just enough. A tiny pullback that hit her like a slap. She froze, hand hovering, then yanked it back like I'd burned her. That was the first real fracture. The moment she felt what I'd been feeling, rejection, cold and raw. A few nights later, I heard her in the kitchen, scrubbing the counters hard. A nervous tick she had when shit got real. Then she walked out, bold as brass, carrying a bottle of wine and 2 glasses, set them on the coffee table, gave me this shaky smile, thought we could have a drink together. It's been a while. Trying to fix something she didn't even know was broken yet. I glanced at the wine, then her. Stood up slow. I'm heading to bed. I said, stretching like it was nothing. Her face fell, not dramatic, but enough. A flash of panic in her eyes. I left her there, alone with her wine. 2 empty glasses staring back at her. That's when I knew it was working. She was starting to get it. Starting to feel the emptiness I'd been drowning in since that hallway. The loneliness, the silence, the slow choke of realizing I didn't need her anymore. It was eating her alive. I lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling, hearing her shuffle around, putting those glasses away, soft clinks echoing in the dark. For the first time in weeks, I slept like a rock, because this wasn't the end. Nah, this was just the warm-up. 3 weeks after that phone call, I got the proof I'd been waiting for. I'd suspected it late-night texts she'd delete. Her phone always face down. Those extra hours at work, but I needed to see it. One night, I was in bed, scrolling my phone, when hers lit up on the nightstand while she was in the bathroom. A preview popped up. Tonight was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. From Jay. My heart didn't even race. I'd known it was coming. She walked out, towel drying her hair, clueless, humming like life was grand. I didn't say a word, didn't need to. That J was the match. And I was about to set her whole world ablaze, yo. Reddit squad, it's Ethan again, 32. Still knee-deep in the wreckage of my marriage to Sarah, 29. The woman who gutted me with a phone call I wasn't meant to hear. I don't even want to hug him anymore. She'd laughed, like I was some worn-out toy she'd outgrown. And that lit a fire in me slow, steady, the kind that doesn't crackle loud but burns everything to ash. 3 weeks back, I overheard that call. Turned myself into a ghost in our house. Watched her squirm as I pulled away, cold as winter wind. Then, bam. The proof hit her phone, lighting up with tonight, was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. From some J. That was the spark, folks. The moment I stopped playing defense and went full hunter. I didn't confront her that night. Didn't smash her phone or demand who Jay was. Nah. I let it sit, let it fester in my chest like a storm brewing over the plains. She came out of the bathroom, humming, clueless, tossing her towel like life was golden, while I lay there, staring at that J burned into my brain. Up till then, I'd been cutting her slow silence, distance, little rejections that made her twitch. But now I had a name, or at least a letter, and that changed the game. She thought she was slick, thought I was some dumbass she could play while she danced off with whoever this J was. She had no idea I was about to flip the board. Next morning, I called in sick to work first time in years. Stomach flu excuse. No questions asked. Sarah left for her office, blowing me this half-assed kiss like we were still playing house. I waited 20 minutes, clock ticking loud in my head, then grabbed my laptop and got to work. Step 1, figure out who Jay was. I started with our phone bill logged in online, scrolled through the numbers. There it was. A pattern. Same digits popping up late at night. Over and over. Months of calls and texts she'd buried. I cross-checked it with her social media, not her public stuff. She's too careful for that. But her follows. Her likes. The cracks people don't think to hide. Took me an hour. But I found him, Jacob, 35. Some slick mid-level exec at her company. All polished suits and fake-ass charm. The kind of guy who thinks he's untouchable. I scrolled his profile, staring at his life, fancy trips, tailored jackets. That smug grin like he'd won the lottery? I almost laughed, bitter as hell, because he had no clue the storm coming his way. This wasn't just some fling. This was the guy she'd been sneaking around with. The one she didn't tolerate touching her. The one who made it exciting. My hands shook. Not from rage, but from focus sharp, deadly. Like an arrow notched and ready. I wasn't stopping at knowing his name. Nah. I needed everything, every dirty detail to bury them both. Over the next few days, I turned into something else, a hunter, a shadow, moving quiet but relentless. I tracked her texts when she wasn't looking, peeked at her phone when she showered, caught more crumbs, deleted messages, vague plans, see you tonight. I followed her once, kept my distance, tailed her car to some upscale hotel downtown, watched her slip inside like it was routine. I didn't storm in, didn't need to. I planted a cheap Bluetooth GPS tracker under her sedan, nothing fancy, just enough to map her lies. Every move she made, I saw it, logged it, built my case. But the real kill shot, I hired a private investigator, some grizzled dude named Ray I found online, cash up front, no questions. Told him I needed proof, hard proof. And he delivered in less than a week photos, texts, even grainy video of Sarah and Jacob ducking into a hotel room, laughing like they owned the world. I sat there, staring at it all, pictures of her in his arms, texts saying shit like can't wait to see you again, timestamps, matching her late nights at work. I could have marched into our bedroom right then, thrown it in her face, watched her stammer and crumble, but that'd be too quick, too easy. She'd taken months to shred our marriage, picking me apart slow, so I'd return the favor piece by piece, deliberate, until she had nothing left to stand on. I tucked that evidence away, a loaded gun in my pocket, waiting for the right shot. The night before I made my move, she threw me a curveball. She plopped down next to me on the couch. Close, real close, like she was trying to bridge the ice I'd laid between us. "Hey," she said, soft, almost shy, eyes searching mine. I looked at her, blank as stone. "Yeah." She bit her lip, hesitated. "I feel like we've been off lately." The nerve of her, saying that like I was the one drifting, like she hadn't been screwing Jacob behind my back for months. I stayed cool. "Guess so." Non-committal, giving her nothing. She sighed. "I don't want us to drift apart." Drift apart. Sweetheart. We were already on different planets. She just didn't know I'd cut the tether. So I did something cruel. Flashed her that old Ethan smile, warm, reassuring. The one she used to love, and said, "Neither do I?" Says, "Who shut up?" I leaned back, let my voice drop low. Tomorrow's going to be the worst day of her life. And she doesn't even know it yet. Her shoulders relaxed. She bought it. Thought she'd reeled me back in. Thought I was still hers to play with. She had no idea I was setting the trap. No idea that envelope of evidence was sitting in my desk drawer, ready to blow her world apart. I let her sit there, smiling back at me, thinking she'd won, while I pictured it her face tomorrow night, pale as death, when she saw those photos, those texts. Her whole lie laid bare. I slept sound that night, dreaming of her ruin, because I wasn't just walking away. I was going to make her feel every inch of the emptiness she'd carved into me. Hey Reddit fam, it's Ethan again, 32, and we're at the part where the hammer drops. I'd been playing Ghost for weeks. Ever since I caught Sarah, 29, my wife of 4 years, laughing on the phone about not wanting to hug me, not feeling a damn thing when I touched her. That slow burn turned me cold, then lit me up when I saw Jacob text her some lovey-dovey bullshit. I hunted, gathered my proof, photos, texts, videos, stacked it like firewood for the blaze I was about to set. Last night, she sat close, acting shy, saying she didn't want us to drift. And I smiled, fed her that old warmth she craved, knowing today'd be her reckoning. She had no clue what was coming. All day, I let it build. Quiet as a storm rolling in over the hills. She went to work. Same routine, probably texting Jacob. Planning her next late night while I sat home. The envelope of evidence burning a hole in my desk. I didn't rush it. Didn't need to. Timing was everything. I waited till she was getting ready for bed. Brushing her teeth in the bathroom. Humming like life was still hers to control. That's when I struck. Slipped that envelope onto her pillow, thick, heavy with truth. Every text, every photo, every lie she'd spun for months. Then I leaned against the wall, arms crossed, watching, waiting for the collapse. She walked in, still humming, towel in hand, then stopped dead. Her eyes hit the envelope, flicked to me, back to it, like a deer catching a whiff of a wolf. "What's this?" she asked, voice tight, already trembling at the edges. I didn't answer, just stared, let the silence press down on her. She picked it up, hands shaking like leaves in a windstorm, tore it open, started flipping through pictures of her and Jacob at that hotel, his arm around her. Texts saying, "Can't stop thinking about you." Timestamps that matched her excuses. Her breath went shallow, lips parted, no sound. Just this hollow gasp like the air got sucked out of her lungs. She looked up, face white as bone. "Where did you," her voice cracked, died mid-sentence, because she knew it didn't matter. I had her, pinned, helpless. I leaned forward, elbows on my knees, let the quiet stretch. Heavy, suffocating. Then I smiled, not warm, not angry. Just this slow, sharp thing that cut deeper than any shout. "You don't have to hug me anymore," I said. Calm, almost soft. "You don't have to pretend. You're free. Now." Her mouth opened, maybe to lie, maybe to beg, but I raised a hand. Cut her off. "I'm not arguing, not yelling, not asking why. I paused, let it sink in, let her feel the weight. Because I don't care anymore. That was the kill shot. The arrow straight through her chest. She sucked in a breath, eyes glistening, fingers clutching that envelope, like it could shield her from the truth she'd built. She tried to play it off, gears spinning fast, looking for a way out. Wait, she stammered, holding up the evidence like she could erase it. This isn't, you don't understand. It's not what it looks like. I laughed, real and rough, and she flinched like I'd struck her. Not what it looks like. I echoed, shaking my head. Come on, don't insult us both. Her jaw worked. No words. So she switched tracks, softened her eyes, let her voice waver, playing the victim card. It was a mistake, she whispered. I wasn't thinking. I never wanted to hurt you. I swear. I tilted my head, curious like. How many times then? She froze, caught, debating a lie, but she knew I had it all. Her lip trembled. For months, she mumbled, barely audible, head dipping in shame. Months. That hit different, even though I'd known. Hearing it from her, seeing her crumple under it, made it real. Months of her sneaking off, faking smiles, while I slept beside her, clueless. I nodded slow. Months of mistakes. That's impressive. Her eyes went glassy, tears brimming. It wasn't like that. She tried, stepping toward me, reaching for my hand. I stepped back, small but sharp, and her whole body locked up. That's when it landed. I wasn't raging, wasn't begging, wasn't fighting to hold on, and that scared her more than any blowout ever could. She'd expected me to break, not to walk away clean. The next few days, I turned it into an art cold, distant, untouchable. Didn't leave, didn't argue. Just existed. A wall she couldn't climb. She kept trying, desperate little grabs to pull me back. Made my coffee one morning. I poured it down the sink, watched her face twitch. Asked if I wanted dinner. I ordered takeout, just for me. Ate it slow while she sat there, silent. Tried sitting next to me on the couch. Acting like we were still a team, I stood up, left the room. Didn't look back. Each move cut her deeper. Not because I yelled, but because I didn't. She wasn't worth my anger, and I made damn sure she felt it. Then came the night she snapped. A week after the reveal, I was in the living room, scrolling my phone, when I heard her crying in the kitchen, real sobs. Not the fake shit she'd pull for pity. She was breaking, falling apart just feet away. And I didn't move, didn't flinch. She stormed in, hair wild, eyes red, voice shaking with fury. Are you seriously gonna ignore me forever? She shouted, fists clenched. I looked up slow, met her stare, smirked. Yes, one word, sharp as a blade, and she staggered like I'd hit her. Why won't you yell at me? She demanded. Why won't you fight? Get mad, do something. I set my phone down, leaned forward. You don't deserve my anger, I said, steady, even. You don't deserve my time. You're nothing to me. Tears spilled. Her voice broke. I was stupid. I thought you'd never leave. I finished it for her. You thought I'd always be here. That no matter how many lies you told, how many nights you spent with him, I'd still be waiting like a fool. She swallowed hard, breath ragged. I was wrong. I exhaled. Soft. Yes, you were. That was it. The moment she saw it, saw she'd lost me, lost us, lost herself. I gave her 2 more weeks of that silence, 2 weeks of her clawing at the void, living in the mess she'd made. Then I packed my bags, not everything, just enough, and when she walked in, saw me zipping up that last one, her eyes went wide. Wait, where are you going? I didn't answer, just slung the bag over my shoulder, smiled that cold smile. We already talked, and walked out, leaving her with nothing but the echo of her own ruin. It's Ethan, 32, closing out this storm of a story about Sarah, 29 non-Emmy wife, who torched our marriage with a laugh and a lover named Jonah, 34. I caught her 3 months back, whispering on the phone she didn't want me, didn't feel me, then found her texting Jonah sweet nothings while I slept beside her, blind. I turned ghost, hunted proof, photos.texts, video, then dropped it on her like a boulder last week. Watched her crumble as I walked out, bag slung over my shoulder, her voice fading behind me. We already talked, I'd said, cold as ice, leaving her in the rubble of her lies. That wasn't the end, though it was just the spark. Now, I'm here to tell you how it all burned down and how I rose from the ashes. I didn't just walk out that night. I erased myself from her world, cut her out like a rotten root, blocked her number, ignored her emails, shut down mutual friends when they came sniffing for her. I became smoke, a man she once owned, now gone, untouchable. She'd chosen Jonah, chosen exciting over steady, so I let her walk that path alone, let her taste the dust it kicked up. Took about a week for the fallout to catch her, because I didn't keep that envelope to myself. No. I spread it wide, let the wind carry it, sent the whole stack pictures.texts video to Jonah's wife, a quiet woman named Lisa I found through his socials. She didn't waste time, filed for divorce fast, took him for everything. Left him scrambling while Sarah watched her fantasy man turn tail. Then I hit Sarah where it hurt her people, her pride, forwarded the evidence to her folks, her sister, her work buddies, even her boss, all casual like. No note, just the raw truth. Her family blew up her phone. I heard later her mom crying, her dad raging, her sister cutting ties. At work, whispers turned to stares. Then, a talk with HR about professional conduct. She didn't get fired, but she might as well have nobody trusted her after that. Jonah bailed 2 weeks after I left, dumped her cold when his own life imploded. Left her with nothing but a hotel bill and a ghosted phone. She was alone, truly alone. And I made sure she felt every inch of it. Months rolled by, and I built something new, a small apartment downtown. Fresh routines, a life that was mine, no echoes of her in it. I'd sit on my balcony nights, beer in hand, staring at the city lights, feeling the weight lift slow but sure. Peace crept in, the kind you earn through fire. Then one evening, she found a way through new number. A text pinging my phone. Can we talk, please? I just need to see you. I stared at it, laughed low, because it was so damn predictable. She'd played her game, lost hard, and now she wanted the old Ethan back, the one who'd wait, who'd forgive. Too late. Sweetheart, the bridge was ash, and I wasn't rebuilding it. Didn't reply, didn't type a word, just blocked her again. Let her drown in that silence she'd begged for. The real kicker came through her sister, Tara, who hit me up on a burner account a month later, said Sarah was a mess living back with their parents. Job on the rocks, drinking too much, crying herself dry. Tara begged me to call. She knows she screwed up. Ethan, she's sorry. I cut her off, voice steady. She made her bed. Tara, let her lie in it. Hung up. Blocked that too. Regrets a slow poison? And Sarah was choking on it. Every friend lost. Every door slammed. Every night alone, a reminder of what she threw away. I didn't feel sorry. Didn't feel much at all. Just a quiet satisfaction. Like watching a storm pass and knowing you're safe on the other side. Christmas hit, and I spent it solo cooked a steak. Watched some dumb action flick. Slept sound. No family drama. No fake smiles. Just me and the quiet I'd fought for. Heard through the grapevine Sarah spent hers. Hold up. No Jonah, no me. Just her folks tiptoeing around her like she was glass about to shatter. Good. She'd wanted freedom from my touch. Excitement over my steady hands. Now she had it. And it was the worst cage I could have locked her in. I changed my number after that. Cut the last thread. Let her fade into the past where she belonged. Looking back, I ain't scratched. Reddit not a mark on me. She gambled everything, our marriage, her people, her life, and lost it all, while I walked away clean, stronger, free. People say revenge is cold, but this wasn't revenge. Nah, this was justice, pure and simple. She thought I'd break, thought I'd beg or rage, but I didn't. I rose, built a new dawn without her shadow in it. Last I heard, she's still out there, stuck in her regret, reaching for a man who doesn't exist anymore. Me, I'm good, living light, no chains, no lies. That's the end of it. Fam, share your thoughts below. Hit that like if you felt this, and maybe subscribe if you're down for more real talk. Peace.